show you a few things that our dogs can do.
That's Ozzy, isn't it?
About track as he keep those cameras out. First, I'd like to introduce to you Police Officer Charles Tramontana and K9 Ozzy. Police Officer Tramontana is a 22-year veteran of the Suffolk County Police Department with 10 years in K9. Officer Tramontana is one of our 2 narcotics trainers. K9 Ozzy is 4 years old and in addition to patrol duties is also trained in narcotics detection. Next up, Police Officer Ryan Means and K9 Bear. P.R. Means is an 11-year Suffolk County Police Department veteran and 3 years in K9. K9 Bear is 4 years old and is also trained in narcotics detection. Next, we'd like to introduce to you Police Officer Paul O'Brien and K9 Duke. Police Officer O'Brien is a 12-year veteran of the Suffolk County Police Department with 8 years in K9. K9 Duke is 9 years old and is also trained in narcotics detection. And last but certainly not least, our supervisor, Sergeant James Curley and K9 Archer. Sergeant Curley is a 21-year veteran of the Suffolk County Police Department with 3 years in K9. K9 Archer is 3 years old and is also a narcotics detection dog. Our first demonstration we'd like to show you is group obedience. When a new dog is selected and enters the K9 training, the first thing he is taught is obedience. Obedience is the foundation on which all other training is built. The K9 teams are demonstrating group obedience. Obedience training teaches a dog to be at his handler's left heel unless commanded otherwise. Basic obedience requires the dog to sit or to lie down when his handler comes to a stop. The dog is to turn when his handler turns and to walk under control. We select our canines for their extremely high drive, so learning obedience can be a difficult undertaking at first.
Wow!
Eventually, the dog understands that he is to stay when commanded, even when the handler has walked away. Our canine dogs are not show dogs, but the obedience training that they receive allows us to do some of the things that we'll show you today. Obedience is taught in small increments. When the dog performs as the handler wants, he's immediately rewarded with play, with a favorite toy, and a lot of praise. Eventually, the tasks the dog is required to perform increase in difficulty and increase in duration. Remember, play and praise is always the reward.
Yay!
Once again, nice round of applause. To let you know when a dog has mastered on and off-lead obedience and learns to perform commands at a distance, he is trained on our agility course.
Oh, here he comes.
Where can I go where the cold winds don't blow now?
Let's make some noise out there for Officer Means and K9 Bear. Just a reminder, as we bring our dogs up and close to the fence, please stay back and do not stick your hands through the fence. We thank you early for your cooperation.
Good.
Peekaboo. Wow!
I think K9 Bear is showing off. There he goes, after the last one. Let's hear a nice round of applause for Officer Means and his K9 Bear Again, remember, play and praise is always the reward. Agility work increases for Tramontana and Canine Ozzy.
Ozzy! Yay!
Let's see how well Canine Ozzy can manipulate this obstacle course. I think Ozzy will do better if we give him a nice round of applause and make some noise for him.
Oh! Ouch!
He took that one quickly. There he goes, no problem. Let's bring him over that one. And up to our last one. Ozzy has done it. Every night here in Suffolk, we require dogs to jump over fences, enter buildings through broken windows, or to jump into or over cars. Let's see if we can add another board and Ozzy can make this jump. Right? Officer Tramontana is adding 2 more boards. Do you think Ozzy can do it?
Yeah!
Come on, do you think Ozzy can do this?
Yeah!
No problem. Agility training ensures that our dogs can complete these maneuvers without any hesitation when needed. I don't know, I think we got a 3rd board that's added. Do you think Ozzy can make this one? We do have even a 4th board. We're going to bring it all the way up to the top. Come on, everybody, let's cheer Ozzy on.
Ozzy! 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 Ozzy!
Gets in the way to Ozzy. Give a nice round of applause for Tramontana and his canine Ozzy. Officer safety is always a primary responsibility of the police canine. A dangerous assignment often undertaken by patrol officers is searching a building for unwanted hiding criminals. Building searches done by a canine team are done with much less risk to our police officers. These searches are done much more efficiently and effectively by a canine team, because although someone may be able to hide from sight, they cannot hide their scent. Our canine teams are trained to search buildings for hiding criminals by first training them on boxes like the ones that we have here today.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Canine Duke will use his sense of smell to locate the hiding person in the correct box, and then will indicate by scratching and barking.
Of course.
Uh-oh, looks like Duke
Yay!
has found his man. There he is, barking and scratching. Eventually, this type of search is expanded, and Suffolk canine teams will search entire buildings for hidden suspects. Uh-oh, the suspect is on the run.
Yeah!
And Duke has got his man, because if that criminal makes a decision to run or to fight, our dogs are trained to apprehend should the situation call on it. Remember, our dogs will also defend their handlers. Let's get this bad guy out of here. Give a nice round of applause for Officer Brian and Duke showing you the box search and criminal apprehension. Yes, he has opened the door and let himself in. Give a nice round of...
Right?
All right, earlier we had Officer Sacco's children, his 2 girls, come and hide 2 pieces of evidence. We're going to do the article search, so we ask everybody just to stay back there from the fence as we bring out their Officer Neves and his canine bear. Remember, the single most important tool for our dogs, which they possess, is of course their powerful sense of smell. We train our animals to locate evidence and lost or stolen property by using their sense of smell to locate human scent. We leave human scent to some degree on everything we touch. Let's see if Bear can find this piece of evidence.
Evidence?
He has something. Let's give him a little play and praise. And he has found it. Remember, a dog's sense of smell is 1,000 times more powerful than a person's. Human scent remains on articles that we touch, and the dogs are trained to detect that scent.
That's so cool.
Looks like he has found another piece of evidence. Let's give a nice round of applause to Officer Neves and Canine Bear. Their protective nature at hey.
Aw.
Hey, what are we doing out there?
It's Brittany.
You can't sell hot dogs here. I'm trying to read some important information about the canine section. Yeah, there's nobody up here that wants any hot dogs. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the track, please. Please, I need you to... Oh, great. Now we got a customer. A paying customer. Oh, come on. There's nobody here that wants to purchase any hot dogs. So you got to take your money and do this somewhere else because we got a show going on. Hey, wait. This is not a customer, is it? Oh, it looks a little shady to be a customer. Hey, push him away. He's got the money. Where is a police officer when you need it? Oh, we got the canine on the job. There he is.
Oh, yeah!
Looks like Canine Archer, assisted by Canine Finnegan, have got the bad guy. Let's give a nice round of applause to our two canines, Archer and Finnegan.
Yay!
And Archer's got to leave with that arm.